It's been 4 years since CD Projekt Red officially revealed anything on Cyberpunk 2077. Just yesterday, their Twitter account for Cyberpunk 2077 posted one word, and that being beep, which in my mind is CD Projekt Red's way of saying they are alive and now online. Further meaning at the very least some details and more than likely teases are on the way. Today we are going to discuss all the latest news that we have, including some very interesting leaked information that I received from an anonymous Sony employee who has confirmed the state that Cyberpunk 2077 currently is in, which may give us an idea of when this game releases. So to begin, we first need to circle back to November of 2017, in which CD Projekt Red's Adam Kaczynski revealed that Cyberpunk 2077's engine was up and running, specifically saying the engine is up and running. Of course it will be further developed. At each of our games we have to develop technology very well, and this time it was the same. It must be appropriate for our needs with the specific title and the world we create and match the capabilities of the devices available on the market. Therefore the engine needs constant updating. Its modifications usually take place to a very late stage. Now to further add to this, I spoke with somebody within Sony and they have confirmed to me that CD Projekt Red sent them an early tech demo of the game to test how it runs on the PlayStation 4. What this information means is that the difficult part of development, which was making adjustments and improvements to their game engine, is done. From some of the other people I've talked to, it's assumed that part of the world in Night City has been created, and a lot of the other things such as missions can now be put into the game thanks to the game engine's current state. Still though, there is a disbelief this is a 2018 game. The Sony contact I talked to reiterated this game probably still needs 1 to 2 years of development, but with the hardest part done, it should be somewhat easy sailing from here on out. So the biggest takeaways from this leaked information is that Cyberpunk 2077 is in a playable state, but now the other teams working on the game are in full production mode and are just now starting to put everything together, which certainly is going to take some time. In regards to the small little tease that came the other day, a lot of speculation is that CD Projekt Red will continue this moving forward, but the teases to come will mainly be related to the lore of Cyberpunk, introducing players to all the various corporations, character classes, and history that makes up Night City. But I think the real important thing to note is that this game is somewhat up and running, which could point to our first real look at this game at E3 2018. While I somewhat doubt we get a release date, I still think with the current state the game is in, it sets up to begin marketing later this year. While I'm sure some people may not agree with my opinion on the release date, even Adam Kaczynski back in November of 2017 sounded very skeptical on a release date announcement in 2018, saying, "You have to wait patiently for the official announcement. We will not announce the date this year. Will we make an announcement next year? I can't say for certain." Commenting on the speculation market would be unfavorable for us. But now let's discuss some of the other latest news. Once again, Adam Kaczynski recently discussed the scope that they have for Cyberpunk 2077, stating that the game has cost more to develop than The Witcher 3, which cost around $85 million. But he also further added that they believe the game will outsell The Witcher 3, which definitely shows that the team has a lot of faith in what they are creating. Going back to what we just discussed a second ago, marketing for this game is going to be huge. CD Projekt Red in May of 2017 confirmed that their promotional campaign was ready, specifically Marcin Nowinski saying the promotional campaign for Cyberpunk 2077 is already planned. Its main element is the surprise, so I cannot even say when it will begin, simply because it has to come off as a surprise. Which I will add, this little tease that came the other day certainly was a surprise in just the beginning. So some of the other news stories I want to at least mention is an advertisement for a job that CD Projekt Red recently was promoting for Cyberpunk 2077. The job position was a senior character artist whom is to create the highest quality humanoid characters and item assets. On the Twitter ad for the job, we even got an idea of the models that they are looking to create, which I certainly think is interesting. Lastly, again, we have another interview with Adam Kaczynski who discussed their goals with their games, ultimately stating that they strive to make the best games on the world. He would also add that there is no single recipe for a perfect production, adding that results can only be achieved through a process of multiple iterations. Anyway guys, the good news is that finally Cyberpunk 2077 is alive, and some type of marketing should begin, hopefully leading into a big reveal at E3 2018. Additionally, with Sony recently getting their hands on an early demo of the game, it also points to more than likely smooth sailing. In the past, we know that one of the big things that needed to be reworked was the game engine, and with that now out of the way, implementing all the other stuff that the multiple teams have been working on should be the next step. But thank you for joining me. If you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077 being in a playable state and the fact that marketing is beginning. Also consider subscribing to stay up to date on everything Cyberpunk 2077, and I'll see you later.